Welcome in, everyone, to Spiritual Roots Podcast with me, Misty, where we talk about life, the magical, mundane, and everything in between. Thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Today, I have the pleasure of welcoming in Ashley Boswell. Ashley is a nurse, herbalist, mom, and wife who is deeply passionate about natural healing and spirituality. After years of dealing with conventional medicine, she sought out alternative ways to heal herself and her family. This journey completely transformed how she views health, leading her to fully embrace her new natural lifestyle. Welcome in, Ashley.
Hey, I'm so excited to be here.
I'm so excited. I'm a little sputtery today, I guess, with my words. But a little background, Ashley and I met at our last Gaia group. It was so much fun. That was so good. The Gaia picnic, it was amazing. So I'm so grateful that I got to meet you.
You too. The food was amazing. The people were amazing. The weather, everything was just perfect.
Wasn't it perfect? And we made our little earth candles. It was just so magical. What a great little day.
It was.
Shout out to Danny for having us over at her house. Love her so much.
Yeah. Go, Danny.
Yeah. So I introduced you. Do you have anything that you would like to say before we get into any questions? I just like to open it up.
No, I think that's great. That covered a good intro.
All right, perfect. And my friend here, Ashley, is camping with her family, and I love it so much. Good for her. All right, so let's get started. So what spiritual roots brought you to where you are today, where you are right now?
So there's kind of a trifecta thing. I've noticed that everything in my life kind of happens in threes, and it all kind of came to fruition back in 2021. I was just not okay mentally. I wasn't getting the help I needed. I wasn't sure what to do. There was no therapist available. So I was like, let's search some holistic therapy. And New Hampshire Holistic came up. So I searched for them. I had a meeting with the owner, did some life coaching, did some hypnosis, and it just like completely unfolded from there. She had other classes that we did, pendulum reading, mediumship, tea leaf reading, spirituality stuff, empath 101 classes, 201, witchcraft classes. She did so many different things, and I just dove head first. Anything and everything that was offered, I was like, sign me up. And then we formed a good friendship. We created a coven. We started working with things like that. And it just, everything just kind of, I felt like I was at home finally. So that just kept rolling and rolling. And then from there, I decided to do a Reiki retreat where I got my Reiki master's. I was able to get the time off of work. It was kind of a last minute thing. And she was supposed to be there, and she wasn't able to go due to a family emergency. So it really forced me to learn to do these things by myself. And I feel like I learned a lot from the retreat. I do struggle with the Reiki. I think that the way that I was taught, I had a hard time like kind of grasping onto it, and I would take different Reiki classes in the future. I don't really practice it a whole lot. I may do some Reiki on my dog or my son, but I don't feel like I really grasp knowledge of it. And I also, back in 2021, I had a coworker who saw I was in a lot of pain. I had a really bad sunburn. I couldn't walk. I could barely breathe. And she's like, "You should come over. I'll make you something." I was like, "For real?" She's like, "Yeah, let's hang out." So after work, I went to her house, and she, on a stove, threw a bunch of herbs in a pot and some oil and beeswax and all these things, and just like, we were hanging out for like an hour while it brewed, and she gave it to me. The second I put it on, I was like, what the? I don't feel any pain. It was like instantaneous. So I was like, wow, I need to get into this. I need to do more. So I was chatting with her more, and then a couple years down the road, I decided to take an herbalist class, and I started dabbling with herbs with my son. He tends to have a lot of breathing issues and ailments, so I was like, what can I do that's going to help him from getting sick? So I started, making different syrups and tinctures and looking into homeopathy and all these different options to keep him healthy and out of the hospital, because it's anytime he'd go to the hospital, he's admitted for like 4 days. And once
Wow.
we started doing these different regimens, like fermented garlic honey, elderberry syrup, different homeopathy medicines, colloidal silver, he just, the amount of hospitalizations dropped drastically, and the level of sickness he got dropped drastically. So I was like, wow, like, I got to go all in. And I'm just going all in, trying to do all this research, getting different things, different medicines. And then I was like, you know, I thought about like our skin and the stuff that we put on our skin. I'm like, wow, there's so many chemicals and stuff in
Mm-hmm.
it. Like, I don't want to deal with that anymore. So I started making my own salve for the sunburns. And from there, I was like, well, if I make the salve, great, I can make more stuff. So I tried dabbling with making different face moisturizers, body oils, face wash, body scrubs. And I fell in love with all of them. And when I would go to someone else's house and use like their body scrub that was from like the store, I was like, wow, this kind of sucks. Like it was just like it just I can't even explain it. I'm like, wow, like how are these people like think this stuff is great? Like it's just so much better when you make it from scratch, when you know the ingredients that are going into it. And it's just been like continuing going down that like the rabbit holes of homeopathy and herbalism and natural medicine and how your diet affects you. But I think the biggest thing that kind of made my life take a 360 was back in 2022. I did, not sure if you guys are familiar with shamanic medicines, but I really divulged in a lot of different shamanic medicines, and Bufo was the one that I really took to. My first time doing Bufo was in August 2022, and it was a whirlwind. I don't even know how to explain the experience, but it was a true ego death to where I realized that what I thought mattered in life doesn't matter.
Mm.
Like I wasn't focused on fitting in. I wasn't focused on being this person I'm not supposed to be. Like I was like, I'm gonna be who I want to be. You know, I started eating healthier. I started, you know, exercising more, doing things that are better for myself, and I was starting to heal parts of me that I never knew had issues. You know, codependency issues and not feeling like I was enough and always second guessing myself. I mean, I'm not perfect. I still struggle with that, but like the Bufo just really helped clear me from that. And I did Bufo a couple times, and then I started dabbling with learning how to serve the medicine to other people. And the things that I saw, the people, how much they healed and changed. Like there was somebody who was I didn't serve this person, but they were a Vietnam vet. They had a lot of PTSD, suicidal, all these issues. And after Bufo, that was all gone. And they started living a successful life. They had their own business.
Wow.
It's wild. Like I've had a couple ceremonies where people really struggled mentally with a lot of dark energies, and I saw those dark energies come out of their body through their voice, through smoke, through their eyes, like all these. It's unworldly. Unworldly. Sorry, that's a hard word for me to say, but it's just like it is wild. And you know, I brought my husband into that lifestyle, and he's excelling more in it than I am. He's like, wow, this is like everything I'm supposed to be. And he went and got his training in combo and healing through a different type of frog medicine, and he practices with that as well. And it's like a good detox to your body. But it's just kind of opened up my life a lot, and then it opened up my husband's life, and then it brought us closer.
Yeah.
Through us both healing at the same time. And I just think back to what life was like back in 2020 and who I am today, and it makes me laugh. My brother said something that actually really I don't know what the word is, but just made me go, wow. He's like, I always thought that you were going to be this like popular, I'm better than everybody type of person. And like, you are a hippie, and I am just so proud to call you my sister. Like,
Oh.
he may have said it differently than that, but he was pretty much
Yeah.
saying like, I love that you took this turn. Like you are a hippie now, like you're into all this natural stuff. I never in a million years thought that you would be like this, and I'm proud that you are like this. And it just was like, oh my God, wow. Like I felt so seen in that moment. Like I was like, what? My brother said that to me? Like it was just,
Wow.
it was
Oh,
really, really sweet and really helped me like know that I'm on the right path.
I love that, Ashley. Oh my
Ugh.
gosh.
And I could
That's,
talk about that stuff for like hours, like
yeah,
all these things, like,
I love that you had so much support, especially from a family member, because sometimes that can be the complete opposite. And that, I love how he
really.
was honest with you about that. That really, that touches my soul. I love that so much. And your husband was on board. What a support system, and just to help carry you along and not discourage you and say, am I second guessing myself? I love that. Oh my
I
gosh.
never thought that my husband would jump on the bandwagon more than me. Like I was so surprised. Like I was like, I want you to try Bufo. Like he has a lot of stuff that he's working through, a lot of trauma and stuff, and he thought he was just going to go trip in the woods. Like he didn't know the extent of what this was. And his socks were blown off, and now like he is off all pharmaceuticals. Like he
Wow.
used to have like severe, and that's from the combo and detoxing, but he used to be on like a shit ton of allergy meds. He had allergies so bad his nose was constantly running. He's off of everything that
Wow.
he was taking. And it just blows my, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that nasty garlic honey that you have. Sure. Tinctures, yep. What can I do to make this better?" Like I never in a million years thought that we'd be like that. My son is like, "Mommy, I have a cough. I need this tincture." Like he takes tinctures better than like adults do. I'm like, this is the life right here.
Yeah, seriously, what a blessing, for lack of a better word. That's awesome. I know what shamanic medicine is, but I'm not familiar with Bufo. Can you explain like what it is? I know ayahuasca. I know magic mushrooms. We'll talk about that in a minute. But
Yeah.
but can you explain what that is?
So Bufo is 5-MeO-DMT. A lot of people know what DMT is. You can get DMT vape pens, which I highly encourage you not to do. It is very unsafe. Um, Bufo is a very, very strong medicine. It is extracted from a Colorado desert toad. It's like a pimple that you kind of like pinch out onto a glass and then it dries on the glass. Once it dries, you scrape it off and you inhale it through smoking. It, to me, I describe it as a complete ego dissolution. You go into the space, you inhale the medicine, and you go back, and it's, I'm kind of jumping a little bit here, but it's considered like a godly medicine. Ayahuasca is more considered, grandmother medicine. Bufo
Okay.
is considered a godly medicine. It's almost like an ayahuasca experience, but in 20 minutes instead of 4 days.
Oh.
So it 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 is the Rafiki. It just whacks you on the head and you're like, what you don't want to deal with in life, oh, that shit's coming up. What you've been bottling up way down and you're like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm done. Like I forgot about it. Oh, that shit's coming up. Like whatever you need to heal from, that shit is coming up. It to me, it showed me the path that I'm supposed to be on. It showed me where I need to be in life and who, not, I don't know what the right word is, not who I'm supposed to be, but just like who I'm meant to be.
Yeah.
It kind of guided me to the life that I'm supposed to have. And some people don't remember their experiences when they're in the space. Some people, like for me, I remember the first time it was very like dark. And I don't remember seeing visuals, but I do remember that at the end of the ceremony, a baby cow came to me in front of my face, and then I heard mooing, and I was like, wait, was that a real cow? And there was cows nearby. So like animals really connect to the energy of these medicines, and the cow like mooed at the same time the cow spirit came to me, and I was just like,
Wow.
what? which is like I'm obsessed with cows. So I have been ever since I was a kid. But it it's kind of an unexplainable experience to me. Like I done it a couple of times. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 times, and not counting the time, probably 4 times, and not counting the times where I helped serve and facilitate in meditated spaces with it. But it's honestly unexplainable. Seeing from other people's experiences as well, it really brings up the deep darkness in your body that is not serving you.
Yeah.
My husband had some really deep trauma that it came up, and I didn't know about it. And, we were able to work through all that stuff, and it's honestly extremely healing. It may not be pretty,
yeah,
but I've honestly, before this podcast, was trying to sit down and think, how can I explain Bufo to somebody? And I struggle to try to explain it. Like, it helps heal PTSD. It helps heal trauma. It helps bring you to like who you're meant to be. And it's not a cure-all. It's not a fix-all. It's not for everybody.
Yeah.
You have to really go in with the intention of what you want in life and what you're looking for. And you have to cleanse your body, your vessel. And a lot of people struggle with that. You can't be eating processed food and then go into ceremony. Like, you really have to have a clean body before you go into this medicine. But one of the interesting things when I was in the Bufo spaces, I felt like there's a door that I needed to cross. Like, I'm at that door, I'm knocking, I'm trying to get through. And there was stuff for me through that door, but I could not get through that door. And it made me feel like a failure, like I wasn't good enough, that I wasn't doing something right. And I struggled with that for a while, but through the years, I've realized that even though I haven't got through that door, I was still shown stuff that I needed to be seen.
Yeah.
I was still, I may be pretty closed off, but it still helps me in ways that I never thought imaginable. I don't know if that answers your question, because it's like
absolutely. I think psychedelic experiences, no matter how you take it, whether you take it in ritual or if it's recreational, for me it was recreational. I loved mushrooms back in the day, so I understand what you are saying. I know what you're saying. It sounds like a very different experience because it sounds like it lasts a short amount of time as opposed to, say, mushrooms or hours. But I never myself had a bad experience on them, and they also opened me up a lot, even though it was recreational. But I didn't do it around a lot of people. It was always with only a few, and I kept the circle small. And but it's very eye-opening, because one of my most memorable experiences is I was mostly outside a lot of the time, which is the best because I could see the trees breathe, and
yes,
it was just, you'd look up at the stars, and when you're coherent and you're clear, you can look at the stars and appreciate them. But when your mind is completely open and you're aware of everything around you, kind of all at once, there's a better understanding, in my opinion, in my experience, that there's something greater than us that we are a part of.
No, I agree with that wholeheartedly, 100%. I feel like a lot of the times we block off our subconscious mind. We're not awake. And when you take these medicines, it cuts all that off. You're there. Like, things that you see, I believe, are really truly there. Like, it's just in the mundane world, your mind is shut off to it.
Yes.
Your mind is, it just really truly opens up your subconscious mind. And when it comes to mushrooms, the experience from doing mushrooms in a ceremony is completely different than doing it recreationally. I think you would do amazing with a mushroom ceremony. Like it's reverent, it's hard because you have to be reverent silence, which I failed at every single time. But my goodness, the things that you see in your mind and it it's just wild.
I can imagine it would be. And I think it would be more intention based instead of saying, I'm ready to trip, man. You know?
Yeah, let's go pet some moss and hug
Right.
some trees.
Yeah,
Talk
check
to
out
the
the
frogs.
rocks. Yes.
Yes. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Last time I had a mushroom ceremony, my favorite thing is like, so my friend created a container that we weren't allowed to leave, and I'm very much don't tell me what to do person. So I found this like patch of moss and I went to it and it was apparently outside of the container that she had created. And I frolicked over there. I'm just completely without clothes, laying in this moss, like it felt like a Tempur-Pedic mattress. And this frog came out to me and he was my best friend, dude. He was a real frog. I picked him up. I was talking to him. He was amazing. And then I was like, I need to show my friends this patch of moss. So I went and grabbed my other friends and came and showed them the patch of moss. I said, you got to lay on this. Take your pants off and lay on this moss. It feels like heaven. And every time I brought a new friend over, this frog would come out and say hi to us. And I was like, this is life right here.
Yeah.
Just connecting with the spirits of these animals and the land. And oh my God, it was the most beautiful experience I've ever had.
And it turns everything more beautiful, for lack of my my proper English. Everything is just so heightened that you can see the true beauty of things. Like we talked, like I just mentioned, the rocks, the mica in the rocks. It just, you feel like you're on a different plane, if that makes sense.
Yep. Yes, I love it though.
It's been decades since I've done that, but I'll never forget it, and it changed me forever.
Yes, I love
Absolutely.
that.
So I completely understand where you're coming from when it comes to the medicine that you had partaken in. Do you still offer up medicine? Like, do you do medicine circles at all, or was it just a certain amount of time you offered that up?
So I unfortunately do not. Due to just life in general, it hasn't been something that has worked out for me. I would like to, at some point, find a space to where I can, learn to serve mushrooms, serve bufo. I think it was just the time in my life right now that I wasn't able to continue doing that type of stuff. So I would like to get back to it at some point, though. I do know someone that has a class that teaches you how to be a facilitator with mushrooms, and at some point I would enjoy doing that. But unfortunately, I do not work in that space anymore.
Yeah, well, it sounds like you had to go through it first, and then later on, maybe it'll be an option for you, because now you know.
Yeah, definitely. Right. I felt it. I've been there. I got to experience it, and I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. And, at the point in my life right now, I'm like, okay, I have to focus on a couple other things. We finally moved into our dream house, really working on building up a homestead, and I've been working way too many hours, so I don't have time for these things that I like to do. But, yeah.
Life. We have to build it up. But also don't forget to enjoy it either. And it sounds like you do.
I'm trying, yeah. I do try. Like every minute I have, like I'm really trying to get out and do things that I want, the 1.5 days that I have free a week. But I do work hard to at least go for a walk, go to the waterfalls, do things, touch moss. It's my favorite thing I do. Find moss and touch it.
Nature is such a healing thing, she is. I love her.
Yep. Yes, I do too.
So I love that you are a nurse. You and Danny are both nurses, and you both have this metaphysical bit about you, and I love that so much. Do you ever think, outside of, maybe offering those types of ceremonies, do you ever think you'll get outside of conventional medicine and practice in your own way? Does that make sense, that question?
Yeah.
I always like to ask
nurses.
No,
it makes sense.
this question because I love to hear their answers.
Honestly, since coming into this lifestyle, it's been truthfully really honest to be in. Wow, sorry. Truthfully, it's been really challenging to be in the field that I am in because I don't align with a lot of the things that we do, a lot of the way that we treat people. Like it's nursing and I feel the medical field in general. You said it perfectly in the beginning of the episode. Correction. What was the word that you said? Correction or instead of conventional, you said something, and that is how I feel.
Oh,
what
controversial.
You said is controversial.
I said controversial.
Yes, that's the word. Yes. I feel like it's controversial because you're not healing the root cause of these people. Like it's just like medicine now to me feels like it's just, all right, let's just chop off this. Let's, get rid of this. And like, there's ways you can heal those things that people don't realize. So it's challenging for me to be in this field because I don't align with, what we do. And I find ways to, like, I know that my presence is important there because I'm there to help these patients that are struggling with what to do. I'm there to be like a safe space for them, to make them feel safe, to help them through transitioning, say they're having cancer or anything like that. I'm able to be like a welcoming, warm space for them. And I do align with that. And that's why I'm still in this field. But I want to do something else in my life. I wish that I went to school to be a naturopathic doctor or something in that line. And I've been dabbling with what to do. Should I go back to school to do that? I don't really want to go back to school for 8 years. I had, $100,000 of student loan debt. I'm like, okay, well, what else can I do? I could do like herbalism stuff, and the herbalism, like I kind of dabble in making different things. There's just so many like avenues of things that I want to do. And it's finding the right field that will be able to fund enough money to pay my bills. So then I'm like, okay, like I could just cut back hours on work and then be doing this other job, and that would be enough. But I'm all over the place with what I want to do, and I haven't honed in on it. I think that's something I need to work on for sure. With the self-doubt, not thinking that I'm going to be good enough to do this or that, or like I'm very successful in my job that I am now. So the change is scary, but I have been thinking about doing something different for quite a while now. And I think one day it will get there.
Absolutely. I think when we start to carve out our paths or, whack down those obstacles that are before us, clearing those nasty vines that sometimes can trip us up, I think that we have those feelings. It's natural for all of us. I was just listening to a podcast yesterday, and I sent it to a couple friends, and it was a topic about inspiration and then feeling that sense that you aren't good enough, the imposter syndrome. Mm-hmm. And I just love the way that she worded it. She had brought up, if you're doing the thing, then you're the thing. She's like, you don't have to be, if you feel like you're an artist and you practice being an artist, then you're an artist. You don't have to be a published writer to be a writer. If you practice writing, you're a writer. And I think we all need to hear that. I myself understand that. I know that, but, myself included, you still fall into that sometimes when you're trying to pursue something that really lights up your soul and brings something of substance to your life when you're just trying to work through the days sometimes. And it really inspired me, which is funny because that's what the episode was about. But yesterday, I had all of these downloads about this idea I want to do, and I was just spouting them off. Like I just had to get them out. And when it comes to self-doubt, I think we can push those ideas down. And I'm like, fuck this, man. I'm done with holding ideas back. So if you have an idea, Ashley, I'd say get it out, even if it's writing it, or you can text me. I don't care. Hey, girl, I got this idea. You just have to birth it into the universe. And a few of my friends had to deal with me yesterday. I apologize. But, we all get those feelings, and I'll share that episode with you if you'd like. I can text the link over to you because it really did have a lot of substance It's the Witchy Woman Walking podcast. It's with
Yep.
Kate. I love her. And I guess I just needed to hear that episode yesterday. That's all. And I feel like I needed to pass that message on to other people as well, because we can feel that way sometimes. But we are what we want to be. If we're practicing, then we're it. We're doing it.
Right. And that's the thing is I need to practice because I struggle with when I do something, I think I need to be perfect at it right away.
Yeah.
And when I don't get it the first time, I'm like, this isn't for me. Like, this isn't, and my husband's very supportive and he's like, you're not going to be perfect day one. You need to keep trying. Just keep trying. You will figure it out. Take notes. Do this, do that. Like, he gives me different suggestions and I'm like, okay. And then okay, I tried it twice and I still failed. So this is it. No, honey, like you need to and I'm a hobby hopper between doing this thing and that thing and the other thing. And, I need to just take something and fly with it. And that's my goal really, is to just take something and fly, I remember messaging you about having imposter syndrome with this whole thing. Like, listen to all of your episodes and I was just starting to feel like I was like, man, I'm not good enough for this episode. Like, I don't feel like I'm good enough for this podcast. And like, I messaged you about it and talked to Danny about it. And my other friends are like, no, like stop it. Like, why are you having these thoughts? And I don't know, like,
but you are.
Joys.
And I'm so happy you're here.
Me too.
It's amazing. I
too.
love this conversation. I do want to ask a question because, I love books. Sounds like we both like knowledge. So what books have inspired you along your way?
There are so many. And honestly, the couple that I had thought about was, I don't know if you've heard of The Four Agreements by Don Miguel. He has a bunch of books.
I've heard of it. Never read it though.
But it is a really, really good book. It kind of shows you, it's ancient Toltec wisdom on how you should live your life. The four agreements that are in the book are to be impeccable with your word, don't take things personally. I struggle with that one. Don't make assumptions. I struggle with that. I've been really trying not to, but man, I am the queen of assumptions. And try your best. So it just like really feeds into just try. Just be the best person you can be and your life will bloom from that. And I think it's such a beautiful message and it gives suggestions on things that you can do. And if you're feeling a certain way, how to help get out of it. And I think it's just very well written. That was one of my first books that I started reading when I was in this, starting this lifestyle. And some of the other ones, one that I really enjoyed, I don't know if you've heard of Mutant Messages from Down Under.
No.
So that book is by Marlo Morgan, and it was said to be a true story. There is some stuff you may see on the internet that says it's not true or it didn't really happen, but it's this story about a reporter. It's been a long time since I've read it, so I may not remember all the pieces perfectly, but a reporter came to this tribe in Australia to interview them to learn more about their lifestyle and the way that they live. And when she got there, they made her strip completely from all of her, her clothes, her material items. So stripped from all the material items of the world and gave her something to wear. And she thought she was just going to be there for the day. Well, they showed her. They brought her into the desert and she was with them for 2 weeks. And it talks about, how they lived. They didn't have food with them. They didn't have water with them. And it just is a story of how the universe provided for them. When they were getting really hungry, then bam, there was an animal. They were able to, kill, process, and eat it. Or, the struggles that they had, somebody in the story had fallen and broken one of their legs. They talked about, bam, this medicine just kind of showed up and they wrapped it around the leg and helped him heal, and he healed. And it just kind of shows you that, like, everything, we take these material items so seriously, and if you just truly strip yourself from them and look within, and the universe will provide for you. Like, it's It's like a mindset
Yes.
thing for me. Like it's if you're thinking down, thinking negative, you're going down these negative thought patterns and stuff like that. Like that's what your life is going to be. Like how you speak of yourself, what you outwardly project is what you're going to get in return.
Absolutely.
You know, and it was just wild reading that book, all the things that how these people live in the world without technology. And I would love to go there. I'd love to just like go back in the olden days and not have phones or internet or any of these material items and just live outside with what the world provided us, you know?
Yes.
I think that would be amazing. And that I would think was one of I haven't been much of a reader. When I started doing all the classes and stuff through the New Hampshire Holistic, which no longer is a business anymore, but when I was doing all the classes through there, we started like, all right, we're going to read a book a month. And I was like, fuck, I haven't read a book since high school. And I didn't even read books in high school. I did Cliff Notes and I still got A's. Like I never read a single textbook through college. I am not a reader. So it really pushed me into reading. And I struggled, and I was able, like, I really loved reading the Mute Messages from Down Under. I was able to get through the book really nicely. I was like, oh, I want to see what's going to happen next. And, you know, the Five Agreements was really good. I also really enjoy Louise Hay, How to Heal Your Life.
Okay.
I think that's what it's called. I think that came up in one of your episodes, too, I believe.
It may have been Caitlin's episode. I don't remember. I think it may have been hers.
But it's so wild to read that book and see the different, like, okay, you're having issues with, like, you're a very angry person. You are constantly yelling. You're constantly doing this. Okay, look up anger. Well, anger, if I remember correctly, lives in your liver. Mm. Okay, so then this person who's super angry comes into the hospital, has all these liver issues. If they had worked on healing themselves emotionally, physically, help heal this trauma instead of tucking all this trauma down, you may not have these liver issues. You know, like I don't believe that everything that happens in your body is from an emotional reaction or emotional thing like, oh, you know, I'm having constant headaches and that's related to, I'm not sure what that's related to in the book. It's been a while since I've read it, but that's linked to this. Like I do think it is to an extent, you know, those things, but it just kind of opened my mind to like the way that you think about yourself, the way you think about life and other people plays a huge impact in your health.
Absolutely. Yes.
And I've been reading now The Body Keeps Score, which I've been really liking.
Yes.
That you got me onto that book. I was like, wow. Like at first, when I first started reading it was talking about like all these things that Big Pharma did and all these pros, and I was starting to be a little like, I don't know, this is the book for me. This is way too pro Big Pharma. And then later on, he's like, the issue is they don't get to the root cause of the issue. You use all of these drugs to cover up all your symptoms and make you numb and not heal. And then you get issues like autoimmune disease. You get issues like this and that. And I'm like, fuck yes. Okay, I like this book. I'm going to keep reading it. I'm like, okay. Yes. And I'm like, wow. And just talking about the different parts of the brain, I'm like, this is really cool. You know, I really enjoyed it.
That book changed something in me. Honestly,
I need to read it. I believe it. I feel like I need to read it a couple times because I'm like, I remember rewinding it. It's like, wait, what did that just say? Yes, that's what that said. It said something about like, I think, and I ended up recording a piece of it, but the last thing that it was saying was, people don't want to heal. People don't want to heal. They want a quick fix.
Yes.
You know, and that's something that I struggle with, you know?
Yeah, I think a lot of us do. We all want that quick thing because, well, one, we're always in such a hurry. I'm no different than any of these things that I talk about, honestly. We all get caught up. But, that book has such a great point, but we want the quick fix because our lives are so fast.
Yes.
Like, I got to jot that down. Okay, I take a pen and, I don't know, make a one word. I don't remember what the hell I was talking about. But at the time, I thought it would remind me. Like, we're just in such a hurry. Can't even take the minute to, like, actually write down a thought sometimes.
Yes.
So we want that quick satisfaction all the time these days. But that book is really, it did change something in me as a human being, as a person who came from trauma. I grew up in a domestic violence household for a good 6 years of my life when I was a child. So carried a lot of that with me. So that book was like, I had to stop it at some points and just take a break and let it settle, because it triggers. It can be very triggering. If
I
you've
believe
lived
that
through some of those things that he talks about with some of his patients. But I worked through it, and I highly recommend that book. I really do. But listen to read with care if you do come from some of those backgrounds, if you've experienced domestic violence or any type of abuse or assault in any way. It does get pretty graphic in some of those, but it's worth the read. It honestly is.
I feel like doctors and psychologists and anybody in the medical field need to read and understand this book.
Absolutely. 100% agree with you. It should be part of their curriculum.
I 100% agree, because then people will see, like, these are people we're talking about. This, you know what I mean? Like, have intricate brain systems. Like, that's the thing that I struggled. That brings up a thought that I had. Another thing that really brought me to my lifestyle is I was looking on Groupon, and I had a Reiki. I was like, oh, I'm going to do Reiki. And everyone was like, nah, why would you do Reiki? Like, I want somebody massaging me. I was like, I don't know. It's something new. I want to try it. And I think this was actually before I started searching the holistic therapy. And I felt something out of this world. I was like, what are you doing to me? I'm like levitating. Like, I am levitating. I feel you moving all that shit. And she had really brought up a lot of stuff with my son. Like, I'm constantly, that kid is the air I breathe. And she had mentioned, she's like, your son is special. And I was like, oh yeah, he is. And she's like, well, I want you to know that you're going to get a lot of pushback. A lot of people are going to come at you saying that there's something wrong with him, saying that he's autistic, or saying that he has this, or saying that he has that. He has none of those. He is just really special and in tune with his feelings, in tune with who he is. And you are very lucky to have that boy in your life. And freaking the same day, I had somebody come to me and was like, well, do you think he has autism? And I'm like,
oh my God.
I had to take a deep breath. I was like, no, but if he does, I love him no matter what. I will support him. I will do everything I can for this kid. But I truly don't think he has it. And, we've done the testing and all of that, and he doesn't. But it was just like, whoa, like, I didn't even tell her I had a kid, and she's just like, you have a young boy and he's special. And that was before, it was either before the therapy, or it was around the same time. Everything like it happened in 2021, just bam. Wow. That was my year.
that's when you opened up wide open.
Yep. That was wild.
What an experience. I think that was the Reiki healer that said those words to you?
Yeah. That was a Reiki person that said that to me. And I was just so profoundly like, I remember going to the Reiki session and I was driving there and I was bawling my eyes out. I was really struggling emotionally, mentally. Like, I don't talk to people about my feelings. Even my husband, after 16 years, like, I struggle with my emotions and I was just having a really tough time. And I walk in and I'm trying to be all stoic and she knows what's up. And she's like, what's going on? I was like, like, and I walk out of there like feeling like $1,000,000 and I'm like, oh my God, like, why do people shit on this? Like, this is great. Like, I had no like holistic, I was not down the holistic lifestyle rabbit hole at all. And it just blew my mind.
It's a magical practice for sure.
It is. And some people are so talented with it. It just blows my mind.
One of my good friends is a massage therapist, but she's also a Reiki master. And I was getting massages fairly often for a while. But she doesn't do Reiki because it puts her to sleep. But if she's doing massage on you, her Reiki will kick on. And man, at some points, her hands were so hot. It was
I love
wild.
that.
It was wild, the energy that she could just move and not even trying to do Reiki. She was just doing massage, but she was just in it. And she could just do both simultaneously, and it was incredible. So I'm in awe of Reiki practitioners.
Yeah.
Because they can do some magic, man.
For real. Oh.
I love it.
Yes.
What other books do you have? Any more?
So those are really so one of the books that I really liked, probably because my favorite word is fuck, but the subtle art of not giving a fuck. And that book was just like, why do you care? Like, why is it bothering you? Like, and that book kind of helped me transition into realizing, like, I've always been this person who I want to fit in. I want people to like me. I want to fit in. I struggled in school. I felt like I was always a loner. Like, I would try to ask a guy out, like, me go out with you? Like, I just really struggled with, like, this fitting in, and I wanted to be liked, and I would dress a certain way. I would do all these things. And then I read that book, and I'm like, who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck?
Yes.
And I don't know if it was after that book or it was just kind of like going into everything. I mean, shit, I told you I was going headfirst into everything, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to do something different. And I got dreads. And that was something that is not the norm. And I did it anyways. I was like, I'm going to get fucking dreads because you know what? I like them. I don't care if people give me shit. I don't care if people don't like them. I don't fucking care. This is for me. This is going to help me get out of my shell of feeling like I need to fit in, that I need to be this person that everybody expects me to be. I'm not that person, like I'm going to be who I want to be. And I got some hate. I got a lot of hate, people like giving me nasty looks and it was hard in the beginning, but then I'm just like, I just fucking flaunted it. Like, I remember there was times when I first got it, I was trying to hide it. Like, I would, like, put my hair up in a certain way where you couldn't see it. Or I would do just certain things, like, where people wouldn't notice it as much. And then I'm like, fuck this. And, like, I just, like, let it out, And then I started wearing, like, the clothes that I want. Like, I always thought I had to be, like, leggings and crop tops and all these fancy clothes. The fuck that. Like, no, I'm wearing, like, I have this, like, jumpsuit, and my husband calls it my painting outfit because it's baggy as fuck. It's not flattering to my body at all, but it is comfortable. And that's all I care about. Like, I'm about comfort. I'm about feeling comfortable in my clothes. I don't care I don't want things hugging my every inch and being tight and you can see every fold of my body. No. Like, fuck that. I don't care if that's popular. I'm done.
Same.
And now I just, like, want to wear the baggiest, like, clothes of all time. Like, baggy t-shirts, baggy pants. Like, no.
Comfort is key. It allows us to flow, I feel like.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, it's just... It's nice not really caring. Like, it does creep in occasionally where I'm like, oh man, like, if I wore that, like, woo. But it still creeps back occasionally, but I have let go of so much fucks. And it's great.
That's a power.
I highly recommend that book. I can't really remember, like, all the things that were in it, but it was pretty much just talking about accepting your flaws, accept who you are as a person. Like, if you're loud, you're loud. Like, who cares? If that person doesn't like you, someone else is going to love you.
Yes.
Like, you don't have to conform to being this person. Be who you really are. If you're into moss, like I'm out hugging trees and petting moss and picking up frogs, and people are looking at me like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, why are you petting that tree right now? Why are you like frolicking in this moss and like doing like snow angels and moss? Because you know what? I want to, and I'm gonna do it. Oh, there's bugs. Okay, cool. Like they're gonna be my friends. Like,
Yeah.
I don't. Oh my God! Like you're not afraid of the ticks or the bugs or the this. Nope, we're gonna be friends. That's what's up. Like just, I don't care.
I adore this, Ashley, so much. Have a conversation with the bugs. Just introduce yourself, and we can all just have a good time for the moment.
Yep. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I am afraid of some bugs. I've gotten over my fear of spiders since moving to where I live. There's hundreds of thousands of different spiders. I have worked through that fear. But yeah, there is some bugs that I'm still afraid of. But I'm not gonna let it stop me from hugging trees and petting moss. Like that's who I am as a person. Like my son is so funny. We're walking. He's like, "Oh, Mom, look at that moss. We have to go touch it." And then he'll like 2 minutes later there'll be a different kind of moss, and he just gets so excited. I'm like, yeah, dude, like this is the life right here. This is how everybody should feel.
Have you ever heard of? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
Oh no, you're good.
Have you ever heard of the book? It's by the same woman who wrote Braiding Sweetgrass. I'm blanking on her name right now. I can't believe it. But she wrote a book called Gathering Moss. It's really good. So, have you ever read Braiding Sweetgrass?
No, I've never heard of it.
Her name is Dawn. I'm not going to turn my phone on right now, but I'll send it to you. I forget her name. It's so terrible, and I can't see it from my bookshelf. But Braiding Sweetgrass is amazing. So she's an indigenous woman. I forget what tribe she is from. But Braiding Sweetgrass is all about that. But she is a botanist, and Gathering Moss is about her journey about studying different mosses. And there's a particular part in the book, I'm not giving any spoilers, I don't believe, but she's asked by this very affluent man to come to his house. So she's summoned there via letter to come and look at mosses. So that's what she thinks she's there to do. And instead, what really is happening is that this man is building this gigantic house, and he wants to replicate nature around him. He wants to replicate it. And he wants this, I think it's a waterfall or something, or it's a rock wall. He wants it covered in moss. So he wants her to figure out how that can be placed there. And she's like, well, it's probably not going to work out that way. And he doesn't like that answer. And she goes back. I won't say what happens, but she goes back. I think it's like a year or so later, and sees what really happened. And it's terrible. But she studies mosses, and it's a fascinating journey. I highly recommend that book.
I will be reading that.
It's really good.
I will definitely be reading that.
It's really good. If you listen to the audio book, she's the actual one that does the reading. Like she does the recording. So it's read by her, both books. Both books are read by her. Yeah, it's really good.
That will be my next book, hands down.
Highly recommend both. So she studies sweetgrass, but she goes into the indigenous uses for sweetgrass, and it's just, they're both amazing. I love that. Stayed with me.
Yes.
But if you dig moss, you will dig that.
I do dig it very much. So.
I mean, she even goes into, I think she ended up in the Grand Canyon. I think it was. Don't quote me. But she ended up in a river anyway and found these specific mosses that only grow on this side, this like east-facing rock. And it's just incredible journey. It's just awesome.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Sounds magical.
It's really good. So what, if any, on your journey that you have had, Ashley, what obstacles have you encountered?
A couple. I feel like in general, since coming to this lifestyle, I lost a lot of friends, but I feel like that was for a good reason. They were not on the life path that I was on, didn't align with the things that I were doing. And sometimes it feels a little isolating, like when I was at work and I met Danny, like my whole soul lit up. Like every bit of my being, once she had said, I forget, we were at work and like a computer said something about Wicca or whatever, and she like said something. I was like, wait, you're into that? Yeah. I was like, we're gonna be best friends. And I just was like, I just lit up. So it's just like the isolation. Like I feel like I can't talk about these my lifestyle with other people. I've had people tell me that they feel like I'm pushing my narrative onto them, and I don't ever want to push anything onto anybody. Like that's feels awful. Like I am just so enthusiastic about this lifestyle that I want people to know about it. I want people to know that they don't have to take all these freaking pills, Xanax and Prozac and all these things. Like they can heal their body with natural medicine from the earth. Like it's hard. It's challenging. I'm not fully healed, but fuck, I'm a hell of a lot better than I was. And like, it's just really hard to sit back and see these people ruining their lives and being so sick when you know that they could truly heal, and not heal completely, I'm sure, with all the stuff but just they could do better and they could be better. And there's nothing I can do about it. I just have to step back. I have to, let them talk about the issues that they have. And it's been really hard for me because I end up not suggesting anything natural. I don't talk about any of the stuff that I'm into, like with new friends, new coworkers. It's challenging for me, and I think the isolation is the hardest part. I also feel like I have a lot of self-doubt. Like I dabble in so many different things that it's like this lifestyle is so vast. There's a lot of information. There's a lot of different ways to do things. And I've always been a very fact-based, analytical type of person. And then I'm going into herbalism and it's like, oh yeah, use jewel weed for poison ivy. It's great, but it can also do da 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 da. Or oh, yarrow, take some yarrow and grind it up if you're bleeding and put it on your cuts. It's great for that. But it can also do da 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 da, like all these other things. And then I'm like, well, there's like 5,000 things. And it's like same thing with homeopathy. You have this one med that like you use for say asthma, but it also helps if you have a UTI. And I'm like, how the fuck? Like that makes no sense to me. Like I can't compute this information. And then like just recently I feel like it's kind of like, okay, I'm a fact-based person, but now after living this lifestyle, like how do you know what fact is? Like this is a little conspiracy theory of me, but which I am very much into, all of the conspiracy theories, but I feel like these things are like, they state are a fact. You go down the rabbit holes of researching and it's like, well, I mean, the research is very biased. They took all this shit out that was bad. Of course they're gonna, advertise it as the best thing to help with GERD or whatever, because that's what they do. Like they what's the word? They turn the narrative to what they want. So how do you know what fact is? Like it's like everything in life, like whether it be with politics, with medicine, with just anything. I'm like, how do you know what's really true? Because I feel like we're a nation that just kind of twists the facts to be what we want it to be. And, so being in this lifestyle, I'm like, okay, well, like, just trust your gut. And then I'm like, trust my gut. Like, the fuck what is it trying to tell me? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to trust my intuition. And I'm like, I'm learning that there's no right way to do something. And I think that's what I struggled with when I went into, like, working with witchcraft. I'm like, I need directions. I need this. Like, this is the way you do this, and this is the only way. And I'm like, I'm starting to realize, like, no, like, if you're looking for something to help with self-love, if you're looking for something to help with being tired or relationship stuff, like, there's no right way or wrong way to do it. It's just the intention and the energy that you put into it is what matters. And I think that was a big struggle for me, for sure. And information overload. There's just
Yes.
a lot of information, and like living in this lifestyle is expensive. Like there's so many things that I want to do that I know will help me, but I can't afford it. You know,
Yeah.
like when you eat healthier, like the food tends to be more money. Like the medicine, the homeopathy medicine though, let me tell you, that is cheap. So there's a pro to that, but it just tends to be more expensive to live in this lifestyle, which is challenging for sure. I was a little
Absolutely.
squirrely
It's
with that, but I think I got the points through.
no, you sure did. Absolutely. And all valid and honest points, because you're right about, pushing pharmaceuticals and going back again to the quick fix, the quick pill. But, sometimes we don't put the love into ourselves. We don't put the love back in to ourselves. We're just trying to fix ourselves without trying to do any sort of work, I guess is my point. Yeah. So that is a struggle I can understand. And isolation as well. When you grow up a certain type of person and then something happens to you and your life shifts in whatever way that takes, it can be very isolating. It can, you go inward, and I think that, you can just do the things, Ashley. It is so much information out there. And if you go on to, try to look up something, say you want to do a spell or whatever, and you don't have the book that maybe has something similar in it, but I don't know. I don't go on TikTok really, but if someone were on TikTok, there's just so much information. I'm just going to be honest and upfront. I'm so sick of seeing videos pop up on my feed saying, you need to do this.
Yeah, I hate that shit.
I can't stand it. And I'm like, nope, next, please, not interested. Even though it's a topic.
Cancel, delete.
Yeah. Even though it's a topic I'm highly interested in, the message is not coming through to me. I just don't, I don't appreciate it. Maybe that's old school me, being part of the old school witchy vibes, but I'm like, let's sit on the earth or sit at your altar, and what calls to you is what's going to work for your workings or your practice that day. Not you telling me that I need to, I don't know, have 10 pennies in a jar and piss in it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's where, like, I also, like, question, like, well, am I, like when I was doing, like, in the coven, doing the work, I was like, well, am I really, like, this person? Like, I align, like, I like some of it, but I don't like all of it. And, like, I'm like, well, then I'm not really a witchy person. But then I was like, I thought about it. I was like, I may not do these spells and have these different things and do the divination work, but like I'm all about it when it comes to energy, with feeling, with being in nature, and to me that's still being witchy. Like you're just, It's all about just connecting with the energies,
Yeah, and changing it to your will, and that's what it's all about.
Exactly.
And side note, I don't oppose anybody that puts 10 pennies in a jar and pisses in it. Please don't come at me. I just don't want to be told that's what I have to do, is what I'm saying.
Yes.
I would probably try that out if it was going to work for me.
Whenever I'm told what I have to do, I will be
nope.
doing the opposite.
Exactly.
Yep. I'm like,
Same.
Nope, I'm going to do this instead.
Yeah. It's the defiance in us.
Yes. I have a lot of that. Very stubborn as well.
Same. So what if someone you've been on this journey for a little while now, 5 years, right?
Yep.
Going on 5 years. What advice would you give to someone that wanted to go deeper into their spiritual practice?
Honestly, just dive in. Like that's all. Like I was back in 2021, I had the capacity to do all the classes. My work schedule allowed for me to do all of the things. I was able to do any class that came up to learn about these different, tea leaf reading, mediumship, like whatever it was, just go. Like go to and there's some places that have free like herbal walks or these different things. Like just really dive in and do what feels right to you.
Yeah.
You know, I'm always like, well, I don't want to be alone. I don't want to go to this thing alone. I don't know anybody. Like, just try it. Just get yourself out there. Like, you'll be so surprised. Like, I was so nervous coming to the Gaia group. I'm like, all I know is Danny. Like, I'm gonna be awkward. Like, this is like, I don't know. Like, and then I got there and it was just like, I felt like I knew all of you guys like my whole life. And it was so beautiful. And I really appreciate having that such welcoming energy, you know? And I think the biggest thing for people getting into this lifestyle is just do it, you know? Be different. Be who you want to be, and just, you don't have to, there's no white or black way to do things. Just do what feels right. And, you know, if you're, hold on, sorry. I wrote something down and then, yeah, no, I can't read that. But pretty much my message with like the advice is just like, do what feels right to you. Just dive in, do anything and everything, get all the books, take the notes, and some advice that I need to take from my own self is just try. Keep practicing. Like, you're not going to be perfect day one. You're not going to know the information day one. And I think that's something that I really need to, like, I'm afraid, like, my husband's like, oh, you know, you should do this herbal walk, or you should do like this course on this or that. And I was like, well, I feel like I don't know enough information. Like, it's not retained in my head. Like, I'm not this like master herbalist. Like, I dabble in it. And he's like, well, you won't know till you try. Like, what are you afraid of? And for me, it's like somebody just being like, that's not right, or what, you're dumb, or this or that. And it's like, I put all these negative thoughts in my head, and that's not going to happen. Like, it's
99% of the time it will not happen. That is correct.
And if it does happen, like, you'll be like, oh, look, you know, like, why are you worrying? Like, why worry about what people think? Why worry about things that haven't even happened yet? Like, making assumptions of how, you know, like, making excuses for why you're not doing something. Why?
Right. Yes.
I still struggle with that, but I'm getting better. I'm trying.
Hey, it's a one step closer every day that you try.
Exactly.
You know? There's some wonderful herbal walks around here. I'll suggest a couple to you. The Native American Museum in Warner. Have you ever heard of it?
I love that place.
Oh
I've been
God,
there a
so
couple
beautiful.
times.
Good, good. And then the Shaker Museum over here in Enfield, they do garden walks. And have you ever seen their gardens?
No, I haven't been there before.
Actually, it's beautiful. I love Shaker Village in my town. It's really gorgeous. I highly recommend come visit.
I definitely will.
Yeah, and
Sounds magical.
It's Fridays and Saturdays, I think. I'll put the link to the Shaker Museum in my show notes so other people can look who are local to the Upper Valley. But it's one of the Shaker villages in the state. I think there's another one in, I can't think of the town now, but there's another one as well that's down like 89 South, somewhere in there. I can't remember. Yep. But yeah, they do garden tours. It's beautiful.
Oh,
yeah, they do events
I love
there.
that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's right on the lake, Mascoma Lake. It's gorgeous.
That's awesome. I'll have to check that out.
Definitely. And yeah, I can't think of anything else. Those are the two big ones, but the Native American Museum is amazing there too. I love that place.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, I love the place in Warner. I've been to some of the Native American and things there, and it's been beautiful.
They have some really cool artifacts in that place.
Oh, totally.
Yeah, love it. Well,
it's
Ashley,
magical.
I have had such a great time connecting with you. This has been amazing,
You too.
really.
Yes.
I love having guests on, man. I just love all of your stories because every single one of you just surprises me with something, and I love it so much.
I love that.
I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on.
I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Ashley, take care.
You too.
Hi, friends. Ashley and I got to talking and we totally forgot to mention her business that she has. It's called Emerald Forest Apothecary. She is most active over on Facebook, same name. She does have an Instagram called Emerald Forest Apothecary 2025. She doesn't have a website right now. She's building that back up currently, but she does plan on opening an Etsy page. So once I get updates, or if you start following her over on Facebook, I'll add them onto my socials. I hope you all enjoyed the episode, and thanks so much for listening, and take care.